Alright, so today I have decided that I'm going to be grooming King because it would appear, based on my floor, I'll show you real quick, that it's shedding season and he's not even done. So I figured I'd show you guys how I do it based on the tools that I have. Let me get him hooked up real quick so I have both hands available. Even though he'll stay still, I just use the leash just in case. Hey, come on. No. Excuse me. Right here. Stay. Stay. I have not cleared out these brushes yet either. It's hot, so I am in my sports bra that I would normally wear to the gym. But today it just so happens to be very humid, very hot. So I'm wearing it in the house. Okay, so I do not have a lot of equipment, but King sit. That's it. Okay. Stay. So what I do have, I have this. Since I don't have an equi groomer, I use this. It works the same way. It's my boyfriend's old brush. It broke. Doesn't have a handle. It works very good at getting all the fur that you see on the floor out of him. And then after that, well, while I'm using that, in the middle of it, I use this. It's already been used. And that I just use to rub him down, get some more of that dead fur a little bit loose, and that way I can go once more with this before I move on to this, just because I don't really need to use this, but I use it anyways. It's just a better version of this. Well, not really, but eh. And then I use the slicker, and then I use my boar bristles on his legs, because it's just gentler on his legs, the fur is shorter. I use it on his face, around his muzzle. It's softer, so it's not like brushing his legs with this or this. Ready to get some more brushings? I dropped it. Okay, so let's get the camera turned back right here. So, come on back this way. Back up. Sideways. There you go. Right there. So when I brush him, I start from the head and using this type of brush. I get this nice and close to his ears, and I just start very short strokes. I'll actually show you on this side of the body. And I just go along. I have no idea if you can see any fur flying, but trust me, there's plenty. This is literally just raking fur that's dead and shedding out of his coat. And once this is a little full, just like that, take it out. Onto the floor it goes, and I start brushing some more. If I leave it full, it just will not work as effectively. You always want to, while grooming your dog, frequently clear your brushes of any fur, debris. That way, the brush stays working as it's intended to through the entire grooming process. You'll notice me clear out my brushes a couple times. Grab the tail. And for the tail, I'm going to move him forward. Scoop. Go forward. For the tail, I just go right down. Still very short strokes. Under the tail. Clear the brush out because it's full. Go back to the tail. Make sure I get all the way down to the tip of the tail. This is a very awkward thing to do because unlike your ponytail that you might cut up, this has bone in it. So you can't just whoop right through. You have to actually hold the tail. Don't pull the tail. Make sure you're not bending it too much. You don't want to break the tail. You don't want to hurt the dog while doing it. And then I get up underneath the butt. Get the butt plush. So of course, watch the nuts. Those are a bit tender, aren't they, bud? Don't want to get the nuts. I'm going to get the other side. I'll move on to the hand brush, the glove. Use. He really loves this because, like I said before, it's hot. And he has 2 major times of the year that he sheds. During the spring and right before fall is when he normally sheds, I've noticed. Summer, like springtime, my house is a literal snow globe. Get these legs, and then I'm going to move on to the hand glove. Nope, you stay right here. We're not done. We're showing your 35 people that watch you how we do grooming. Stay. So I am right-handed, and I just rub him. It loosens up some of that other shit that's in there. All that. And this is really gentle because, again, I don't want to pull any living hairs, so I'm really gentle when I rub this against him so as to not pull, not yank. I don't want it to get caught in anything, so I'm very gentle, but I'm very firm with it so that these hairs actually come out. I'm actually not putting down much pressure at all while doing this on him. It's all going into the air and the eyes. You are a snow globe. You're a walking, breathing snow globe. You're just not in a little globe. You're just snow that somehow escaped. Where did you come from? Are you a snow dog? Are you a snow dog? Yes, he is. Okay, he's a snow dog. Where are you going? We're not even done. Hey, come back. Come here. We're not done yet. Come back. He's getting impatient. He's like, Mom, I know you have treats for me in the kitchen. Oof. Treats. Yes. Oh, goodness. What? You talking shit? You're talking shit? Yes. What do you want? What do you want? What? Oh, you brat. Come on, stand up. Come on. Yeah, I don't want to perform for the spotlight, Mom. Come on. Come on. Yep. Come here. So now I'm going to move on to the metal side of the bristle brush. Don't worry, you'll get your treats in a minute. I don't think you want hair in your treats. Then again, I don't think you care. And this, I'm just going to go in once. And the only reason why I didn't go through with the, what I call my equi brush this time, is because I had already previously went through this fur with it. And I try not to do too much grooming in one day. I usually try to keep it to once a week for like the major brush outs, blowouts. No, come stand up. So major brush outs and blowouts, I stick to once a week or once every 2 weeks if it's not especially bad 1 week. And a small brushing with his slicker like once every other day during the week. Keeps the shedding that I find randomly around my house to a minimal. Now, if you can't do all the grooming yourself, you don't have time for it, groomers and people like myself who do basic pet care, I do a little bit more than basic pet care. I do dog breeding, puppy classes, dog walking, pet sitting, and daycare. So for your dog and or cat, I do daycare where I keep your pet throughout the day. If the if the daytime check-ins or nighttime check-ins aren't good enough, I do where you can bring your pet to my place. I watch them overnight, which will be my overnight pet care service, pet sitting service, whatever you want to call it. And I do daycare, which is essentially just, I keep it for a couple hours during the day, depending on your work schedule. So like if you work at night, or if you run errands late in the day, or if you're, you do most of your stuff really late in the day, or really early in the morning, I do daycare then too. So if you work overnight somewhere and you're there, like let's say you're a security guard for 4 hours someplace for whatever reason, I will do daycare instead of a pet sitting rate. You'll get my daycare rate, which is like, if I remember correctly, because I just set my prices, I just changed them to make them more affordable. I believe it's like $15 an hour instead of $25 a day. I was originally doing $20 an hour and $50 a day, but I have a lot of clients I have a couple that are on fixed income or Social Security and whatnot that just can't afford that, so I changed it to make it more affordable for everybody. But that's what I do. You have a black hair. Huh. You are a black dog. Shit. King, I found a black hair. You have a black hair. Where did it come from? Fun fact about King, white German Shepherds it's not actually a color. It's a coat pattern or mask that you can find in the E allele of the dog. So the same genes that code for masking on a dog's face, you know, the black mask on a German Shepherd, is the same gene that causes white if it's recessive. So when you see, I don't know how to describe it in a way that's more understandable. If you find, like, okay, so on a dog that has a black mask and saddle, you'll find that it's uppercase E, lower M. So EM would be the gene. You could also have uppercase EM, lower E, EEM, etc. Now, recessive E, the lowercase e, is what makes white if you get two of those. So lower EE would make this white or cream. Essentially, it cancels out the black and most of the red. It doesn't cancel out the red, it just really heavily dilutes it. Because if you look at King's ears, he's got cream colored ears. Because while red is allowed in the coat, it's heavily masked over, you could call it. Nope, stand. Back. Back. Thank you. And that's why white German Shepherds are white. And unlike what some people would have you believe, no, there are no known health conditions associated with white German Shepherds that are a result of the EE masking gene. None. They don't usually result in blindness or deafness, and overall, a white German Shepherd is about as healthy, if not as healthy or more healthy in some cases, than your standard German Shepherd. And the only reason why they might be a little bit more healthy, for instance, King, out of 200 plus genetic conditions that he could have had or mutations, he has 0. And the only reason for that is likely genetic diversity. So the more diverse a dog is, the more likely they are to be healthier in that department. Whereas, no, we gotta stand up, we're almost done. Can't lay down. So a dog that is a product of continuously the same genes is likely to be less genetically diverse and therefore less healthy than their genetically diverse counterpart that looks different. So 5 generations of black and tans might not be as healthy as a generation of black and tan that makes a generation of blue and then generation of white or what have you. The more genetically diverse the genes, the better. And that's why, in a way, I'll admit, I'm not in support of the whole, oh, one color this, one color that, you know, the purist snob ideologies. When it comes to standards, I think if the dog is healthy, if the dog can perform its job, it's worthy of being bred, no matter the color. But that's just me. I can talk more on that in a different video when I actually go over genetics, because it's really hard on the fly to talk about genetics and health without going more in depth. And considering we're already almost 20 minutes in, I do not think that will be the best thing to do today. But seeing as how very little hair is flying now, I think we're done. I just gotta do his face and his legs. So now, this is time for this side of the brush. Come back this way. Come here. Back. And so for this, I'm going to just clean up his face a little bit. He actually hates it when I brush his face, but come in. make him handsome. No, it's weird. Gotta make it handsome. Gotta make it handsome. Yes. Brush your ears. I know it's terrible. And then I pick up his leg from the leg ever so gently and I brush the nasties out of his paw pads. Brush his feet. I do his back legs as well. Forward. Right there. Give your foot. Now, grooming is the very reason why, not only that, but vet visits, etc., that you should be teaching your dog to be okay with picking up their back and their front legs, messing with their face. Luckily for me, I didn't have to do very much of that. The people who had King before me did most of the work. I didn't have to do very much. They did very well touching his feet. The only thing that I did have to work with him on back was his mouth and his eyes. But I think that is good enough. And we are going to show you guys his pretty face. Come here. Come here. Look into the camera. Oh, yes. Oh, he's a pretty boy. Oh, he's a pretty boy. I'm handsome. Let's see them teeth. Give me a big smile. Oh, it's a big smile. Oh, yes. Alright, King, sit. Want your treat? Stay. Now, anytime you have, even if it's a dog that's experienced being groomed, give your boys and girls a good party treat. King, we are out. King does not want to sit here no more. Let's see how much fluff we got. I think that's a good amount for today. And there's more scattered around, so I gotta sweep it up. But yeah, no. So, hope you guys enjoyed that little grooming session I just had with King. And I will hopefully do more grooming sessions in the future. Likely not anytime soon. He just had his bath and all that recently, so unless he gets dirty anytime soon, we won't be, hey, get out the kitchen. Come on, you know better. Get on the couch. We likely will not be doing one of those for the next couple of months unless he gets exceptionally dirty. So, King, wanna say goodbye? Come here. Come say goodbye. Come here. Come say goodbye. Ew. Rude. I don't think they want to hear that. That's... Oh, shoot. He just butted me. Alright, well, he's done. Y'all have a good one.